Bob Sellers here, your host and resident singing fisherman. Well, after an exciting morning of turkey hunting, don't have a turkey, but it was still an exciting morning. I am headed to do a little fishing. Well, I'm going to try to do a little fishing. I'm going to a place that I've made a lot of memories at before, but I have not been there this year. My son went earlier in the year, and it was just absolutely no good. He said he couldn't fish it. It was so much grass and weeds and all that was grown up. But anyway, so I don't know what's going on there because I haven't been. So I'm going to go and try it out and see what's happened. I've caught crappie in there this time of year in the past. I brought me a couple of crappie rigs, so I'm going to see if we can't maybe get us a white perch to bite. My recently self-repaired kayak, what I did was cut the rim off of a Lowe's 5-gallon bucket and cut it up in little pieces, melted that down over some heat in a stainless steel bowl, and took a paint stirrer and just kind of spread that onto my kayak over that hole and tried to build it up a little bit. Maybe that won't come off, and maybe it'll be a watertight seal. That's what we're hoping for. It doesn't look real pretty, but I don't really care. I'm not in a beauty contest. I'm trying to catch some fish and not sink. So we're going to be testing that out today to see if the repair worked. All right, y'all stay tuned. Let's see what happens. Well, folks, I'm rigged up, and the news of the day is so far I'm not sinking. Praise the Lord. We will just trust that stays the case. It would really stink to sink. Let's catch a fishy. It's finally shorts weather. We haven't had any shorts wearing weather yet this year until now. Finally, my time of year. Something in here's hungry. Something just eating my cork. Well, caught whatever it is. Well, I had it. Old bass. He was just tearing the cork up. Tell you what, if I can catch those bass, I'm going to keep them out of here. If that's an indication, probably starving to death. I've got a slip bobber on here, so I can set this jig at a certain depth. Just slowly reeling it back toward me. Slow enough that jig stays sunk. Some big old frogs. Just missed a fish, y'all. Gotta get something in the boat to show y'all. Don't I? Show me. Nothing doing, ladies and gentlemen, so far. Got something, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a bass. It's actually a decent sized bass for this pond. Kind of thin, as you can see. It's kind of par for the course in here. At least he's not tiny. He'll grow if we can catch out some of these smaller ones. fun to fight. Try to get another one. Or another something. Try that little tiny fluke. I just got broken off by something. I set a hook and it just didn't move. I don't know if I was in moss or big fish or what. Let's try them again. I got something on here, guys and gals. Could be wrong, but I believe it's a bass. I thought it was a big old crappie. Little bitty fella. Y'all didn't miss anything. That's gotta be a bass. Way it hit. Yep. Another pretty good one. For this pond. If he was hooked right. Skinny too. This fish are starved to death. Little bass number 2. Another little bass. Let him go. I don't know what's happened to my crappie fishing in here. Used to be really good. Now, not so much. There's got to still be crappie in here. Another bass. Griefies are some mean fish. That is a fighter. I'm just trying to wear him out on this little 4-pound test. Far from done. I think he's about done now. Let's net him. Stay buttoned up there, fella. Some good bass. A little bit healthier. Still a little thin. Tell you what, he's a fighter. Son. Tell you what, that's fun. That is fun. On this, is this a 12 or 14 foot rod? I think it's 12. Either way, it's a lot of fun. Got my jig. There was a bump. These bass in here are eating. And I'm glad they are. That means fun for me. I could still catch crappie like this. Now this is the kind I need to go over and throw out on the bank. In here. Goodness gracious. Still feels like a big one. It would be something to get a big one on this rod. That'd be more fun than I had the other day with that 5-pounder on my brim rod. I'm going to keep those size fish because they need taken out of here. Why is that? It's competition for the bigger fish. They've all been kind of thin, so you think if there's 1,000 of these in here, that's just a snack that those bigger bass that really need it can't get, because these guys are going to eat it up. just gonna keep it right in there. Maybe it won't come out. Maybe. This little cream tricolor, black and blue and chartreuse grub tail, curly tail. That's a deadly little bait on a chartreuse or a yellow jig. Good little bait. Man, y'all, am I not hooking these fish? No, I saw that. I saw what was chasing it then. See if I can show y'all. This little white marabou jig. My little #1 catch-all lure. Y'all watch this. It's crappie nibble. Gonna become a bluegill nibble. Maybe a shell cracker. Caught them in here. What we got? What we got? What we got? Big old bluegills, what we got. Look at there. Pretty bluegill. Beautiful. Little fighting fish. If you've watched many of my videos, you know by now, I would just as soon catch that as anything in the water. I love them. I love to catch them, love to fight them, and I especially love to eat them. We're not eating any today. We're just having a good time with them. Baby bass. Keeper. Baby bass. Come on. Well, and he just came loose himself. This one has wrapped me. Big old bluegill. I can't even figure out what he's wrapped on. There we go. Got him undone. Look there. Look at that one bluegill. Is that not beautiful? I've been coming here a long time. Used to. There's a pine limb overhanging the pond right here. Used to, I would catch a bass there every time. That's the spot. There's fish. And it's a bass. A baby. Yep. Cruise down the middle of this pond again. See if we can't catch a crappie. Where are the crappie? This is not what I saw swirled over there. That's a big old bluegill. I saw a fish swirl in the water on my cast. I'm gonna pick up a bass rig for the first time today. Throw this fluke up there. This fluke's worn out. I don't have another one. A good way to end it on it. A good note to end on. End the fluke on at least. It'll be a big old bass. Caught the biggest fish I've ever caught out of here on this exact lure. It was a 7-8 pound bass right out in the middle. I just saw him come up and get it. Speaking of, one just came up and got it, but got my tail. You know what? I'm gonna try it without one. Bet you that was a bluegill. Fluke doesn't have to have a tail. Let's see if we can catch another fish on a tailless fluke. Yep. At least one more. And he's good enough to throw back. You just barely passed the test, bud. Good little bass. Rip my screw out of it. Just keep whittling this old fluke down. I may be teaching myself something here today. I can keep catching fish on it. Probably be doing this from now on. No tail, no head, body's torn apart. Look at that. I got about 2/3 of the fluke I started with. There's another fish. Come on, old piece of fluke. The hook won't even stay in it. One had it. That one hit it on top water. You passed the test too, bud. Kind of having sympathy on these fish that are good enough to hit the old piece of a fluke. Have y'all ever seen such? Can y'all imagine what I would be doing if I had a real fluke? Just look at that. Look. That's something. Imagine winning the Bassmaster Classic with that. This is kind of what I was doing when I caught my biggest one, just seeing what it looked like. It looks like cut bait. Yeah, that was a huge fish. Big fish. I mean, just blew up beside me. Whatever it was had some mass. So made it. I don't know if that was it or not, y'all. I know one thing. My fluke is no more. The legend of the fluke ends. Look at that. Can y'all believe that? still catching fish if I could get a hook to stay in it. I'm gonna do something I've never done. I'm gonna rig this stick worm like a fluke. I'm gonna do something I've never done. I'm gonna rig this stick worm like a fluke. I don't really know why I've never done that. Yeah. Let's try it. Still has a lot of moss in it, but it's not all over it. Apparently it was all over it when Will came out here earlier in the year. Now what I don't understand is where my crappie are. But I tell you what, the bass have turned on, that's for sure. And even though that wasn't our target today, I'm happy as can be with it. I'm an opportunistic fisherman. Whatever is out there that is willing to bite my hook is what I want to catch. That action on this Ocho, that's my new favorite stick worm, by the way. Strike King Kevin Van Dam Ocho. Ocho because it's octagonal, it's got 8 sides. It's heavy, it casts great. It's good action, better action than just a Cinco or the Bass Pro Shops Sticko. It's a pretty strike. Roof of the mouth like you want it. That is a releaser. Nice little bass. Ow, that's how you get your thumbs torn up. I just threw that right in the edge of that moss and it's so shallow over there. Saw him come up and hit it. There's another one. Missed it. Goodness, y'all. Hadn't had a day like this in a while. Keeper. Oh, gallbladder scar. I jerked that one out of the water. Jerked that one out of the water too. Goodness gracious. Bass just come out of nowhere and got that thing. It scared me to death. That bass was not even in the vicinity of this lure. That's a throwback too. He was big enough to throw back. Another worm demolished. Another plastic demolished. So I would say I've gone through them today, but I really haven't. I fished that fluke way past his lifespan. That's every cast, y'all. This is some kind of day. Will had a day like this over here last year. It's a releaser. Pretty little bass. Pretty bass. It's a better fish. Better than some of them I've caught, that's for sure. It was big enough to release. When I catch all the babies out of here, that's what I'm gonna go to next. because I've caught a bunch that look just like that. I really don't know how, I'd hate to say how many fish I've caught today. 40, 50, more? I don't know. Best day this old boy's had in a while, I know that. Springtime, nothing like it. I've been over here in summertime, certain times of the year. You swear there's not a fish in here. Wrong. Oh. Oh. Mosquitoes think it's getting dark. That means I think it's getting dark. I can't get it up with mosquitoes. Oh, look at these mosquitoes. I gotta get out of here. Well, if I haven't said it already, my kayak's repaired. Thank the Lord for that. And I learned something. If you look at any kind of plastic and it's got a 2 and the arrows that go in a triangle, or like recycling, if it has a 2 in the middle, that's what this is. You can melt anything like that of like color and patch a hole or something that's wrong with this. So what I did was cut off the top of a Lowe's 5-gallon bucket, chopped it up in little pieces, cut it up in pieces, and melted it. Fashioned it on there, that keel up there, best as I could. I mean, it doesn't look like a professional job, but as long as it's not leaking, I don't care. Fish right here at the dock. I mean, a big one. Keep her. I think there's one more in here. More. Oh, he escaped. First one of the day. First keeper of the day that escaped. Pulled a Houdini on me. Saw the line tighten up. Wow, that fish just came out of nowhere. And my worm is finished off. I'm gonna call it a day, right there. Pretty fish. What a day. What a day. In this life, we never know what a day is gonna bring. Sometimes God just gives us a wonderful day to remember. Tell you, I think our Bible verse for today will be one that my dear mother reminded me of when COVID started and my dates started. Every call and email I got was a cancellation of something that was already on the books. I didn't know how in the world we were going to make a living. But God sustained us. Help came in ways that I often could have never even imagined, from people I couldn't have imagined, from churches that I couldn't have imagined, unsolicited. And each and every one of them, it was like God's affirmation that I've got you here, I've put you here, and I'm going to get you through this, and I'm going to be here on the other side. So my mom reminded me when I was kind of lamenting in the early stages of that, the Bible doesn't say in the good days, in the good times, when things are going great, give God thanks. It says in everything, give thanks. That even means when the finances aren't what we need them to be, when the work isn't coming in that we need to come in, when families aren't in the shape that we would prefer them to be, when our jobs are a wreck, when when our children break our hearts and do dumb things, when life comes at you hard, we're still to give thanks, because we don't deserve a thing. If we got what we deserved, we'd been dead long ago and probably burning in a devil's hell. But the grace of God sustains us, and we have a brighter day ahead. No matter how good things are for you now or how bad things are for you now, there's a brighter day ahead when Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, because that means heaven is your eternal home. In everything, give thanks. I sure thank Him for this day. Also thank Him for what He's done, and thank Him for what He's yet to do. Trust Him. Trust Him.